In today's video, we're going to review Brilliant.org. I know this learning app is supposed to teach things like math, computer programming, science, and logic, so I thought maybe this would be something you could use in your homeschool. So let's check it out. My very first impression of the Brilliant.org learning app is that it is set up almost identically to how Duolingo is set up. We've been using Duolingo for my older daughter to learn Japanese, so I'm pretty familiar with that program. If you've ever used it, then you'll definitely notice that Brilliant.org follows the same pattern. I don't think these companies are related at all, but it definitely looks like somebody copied somebody here. Anyway, on Brilliant.org, there are several different learning paths to choose from, and you get access to all of them with your subscription. There's a foundational math section, computer programming, data analysis, science, logical reasoning, technology, advanced math, mind-bending math, and puzzles. You can also access some of their archived courses down here. Within each category are different learning paths, so you can choose any of them to get started. So for a homeschooler, this foundational math section might be good to start with. These concepts are not too advanced. They've got algebra, geometry, solving equations, and things like that. Let's take a look at the solving equations learning path. So you start up here at level 1 and then progress through the lessons. There are 70 lessons and 185 practice exercises for this topic. You can jump ahead to any lesson or just keep going on the learning path. And you'll see if we start a lesson here, there aren't any videos or anything like that. You just start answering the questions. And if you get it wrong, you can try again or see an explanation of the solution. And you'll also notice they do give some explanations along the way to teach the concepts, but it's mostly just these problems to solve. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It definitely gets you thinking. I enjoyed answering these questions, and I think it would be really great, especially for kids who have already had some exposure to algebra. So maybe upper middle school level, high school level, this would be great practice. And for younger kids who are just really into math, this would also probably be fun. Let's just take a quick look at the geometry lessons now. Some of these lessons do start with a little explanation, but again, there aren't any videos or any real lessons. But what they're having you do is pretty cool. What I really like so far about this program is the focus on getting you to think critically about these problems. There's a lot of focus on logical thinking, which is something that is often missed in many math curriculums, whether that's in traditional school or homeschool. But I think it's really important. If you've seen my review of Synthesis Tutor, one of the reasons that I really like that program is that it focuses on giving kids a deeper understanding of math. And it seems like Brilliant.org will do that for you too, just on a higher level, because this program is actually meant for adults. So it's not going to be having you doing adding and subtracting and that kind of thing. If your homeschooler is interested in computer coding, they have some fun courses here. These really get you thinking, and they are intuitive. So even if you've never done any coding before, you can definitely still follow along and figure it out. I really like this one on thinking in code for beginners because it gets you thinking like a computer programmer, even if you have no prior programming knowledge. And then they also have these different courses on programming with variables, programming with Python, and programming with functions. Plus, they have these additional computer courses here. So these are definitely fun, and I think you could even introduce these courses at an elementary level if you have a child who's interested in this sort of thing. We've tried some kids coding apps, and this is similar to the way that I've seen some of those apps teach coding. The next section here is on data analysis. The first course I tried here was on exploring data visually. This gave a lot of practice interpreting graphs, but what I really enjoyed was this course on probability. It was fun to guess at the chances of different outcomes. You don't really need any prior knowledge of probability to take this course, but it would also be great for kids who are exploring this topic in their current curriculum. The science courses here really do get you thinking. You don't really need any prior knowledge to do these either. They're just really fun to try. They almost feel like brain games. I had a lot of fun with this one on circuits. It kind of reminded me of an exhibit we saw at a science museum recently. And what's fun about Brilliant.org is that you can switch between any of these courses at any time. So you can jump around and do whatever lessons you want, and it's going to keep track for you so you can come back to it later. I also really enjoyed this logical reasoning section. This is another area where you don't really need any prior knowledge to begin. Anyone who can read and who has a basic understanding of math can come here and work on their logical thinking skills. I think this everyday math course might be especially beneficial to homeschool families. And then we've got these courses in technology, including a course on how AI works, a course on cryptocurrency, and a course on quantum computing that I'm a little intimidated by, but I kind of want to try. There are also 2 courses in advanced math, which would be great if you have a kid who is really into math and is already at the calculus level. There are also a bunch more courses here on mind-bending math. I tried the one on infinity, and I will say these are definitely more advanced. So you do need to have an understanding of algebra and geometry at the very least. But again, for kids who are really into math, these are awesome. And then lastly, here are some puzzles, which are more like logic puzzles, but it's a whole additional area you get access to. So you can definitely see there's a lot to do here to keep your attention. So to be honest, that's really it. You can just keep going in any course you want and it will keep track of your progress. You can jump ahead or you can go back and redo a lesson. They have a leaderboard if that kind of thing motivates you. And just like on Duolingo, they encourage you to come here and do a little each day, and they'll keep track of your streak of how many days in a row you come and practice on the app. So now let's just go over some of the other things that you need to know about Brilliant. Well, one thing that I noticed when I signed up is that you can't create an account for your child. You have to be an adult to sign up for this app for some reason. But obviously you could just make an account and then have your child use it. I'm really not sure why this is. It's not as though there's any adult content, and I don't see any community features or messaging or anything like that. It does show your first name and last initial, but again, you could just make up any different name when you sign up. But anyway, that's just something to keep in mind. You can get a 30-day free trial of Brilliant.org, so you can really test it out to see if it's something you like before you fully commit to it. I've left that link for you for the free trial in the video description below if you need it. Keep in mind that they will take your credit card info, so don't forget to cancel if you don't end up liking it. If you do decide to keep it after your free trial, it will cost $10.79 a month, billed annually, which comes out to less than $130 per year. This is less than the price that they list on their website, but when I signed up for the free trial, that is the offer that it gave me. They also have a monthly payment option of $27.99 a month. You can create an account and do the first lesson in each course without signing up for the free trial. So that's another option if you don't want to give them your credit card info. I also noticed that when I tried signing up again using Google rather than my email, it offered me a 7-day free trial instead of the 30-day free trial. It might be because I had already signed up from the same computer. I'm really not sure. I definitely did get a 30-day free trial the first time. So hopefully you will too. I also want to mention that even though I was testing this out using my desktop computer, they do also have a mobile app version, so you can use this on the go. All in all, I think this was a lot of fun. It could be a great way to help your kids practice their logical thinking skills, which is something that I think we could all use practice with. It's also a great way to help kids gain a deeper understanding of these math topics, especially if you have a kid who really likes math and needs something to keep them challenged. That said, this is definitely not a full curriculum or anything like that. So if you were looking for a program that's actually going to teach all of these math concepts, this is not it. Also, remember that this is not a beginner level program, so some understanding of algebra and geometry is going to be needed in order to do most of these lessons. Even when I signed up again and picked the lowest level of ability from the initial questions that they ask, it still gave me the exact same topics to choose from. I did see number theory mentioned on their website, but I couldn't find it anywhere in the course listing. So I don't know if that's just me in my account or what. If you have any questions on Brilliant.org or just a general question for me, please let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to let me know either by giving the video a like or leaving a comment. It means a lot to me to get those positive comments. Thank you so much for watching.